Coming up on this episode of Reno Real Estate Bites, chocolate dipped potato chips, sweet savory snacks for the house, or something creatively different to take to your next party. See you in the kitchen.
Hi everybody, welcome to Reno Real Estate Bites. Let's dig into a hungry market. I'm your host today, Mark D. Gibson, the cooking realtor. So, what I wanted to do is I wanted to have a couple of recipes that we can do. We're going to start out really easy and really basic, and we're going to talk a little bit about real estate in the meantime. Today, now I know you're going to think this is very odd. I thought so too. But today we are going to make chocolate dipped potato chips. They are sweet and savory. We're going to a party and I thought I would bring something a little different, and I wanted to go ahead and show us all how to do this. It's very easy. As you can see, I have some basic ingredients, and all I have is milk chocolate and some of the ridged potato chips that will hold the chocolate a little bit more. And what we're going to do is we are going to melt the chocolate, but you want to be careful with this to make sure that it is melting evenly in your stirring. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then when we get done, I'll show you how we're going to place these on an already prepared sheet with wax paper. So, let me tell you a little bit more about Reno Real Estate Bites with me, and we're going to be talking about real estate strategies and some techniques and tips. And I'm going to be hosting several guests that will be here to help give us some more insight in how do we navigate this Reno market that is really becoming competitive and very aggressive. It's definitely doable, but I really think that we need to have a solid plan, and you'll be more successful. So, as you can hear, the water is boiling, so we're going to go ahead and put our bowl here. The key to this is you want to make sure that the water doesn't boil up over or underneath the glass bowl, right? Okay, so we've got that going just a little bit, and then we're going to slowly add in our milk chocolate morsels, and we'll get that if you want to take a look in here. I'm going to do a little bit at a time. There we go. And we are just going to, they're already starting to melt. So all we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just move them around to make sure, because you don't want to scold, so that way it burns it a little bit. And this is just going to melt it evenly. You see that ooey goodness already starting to melt? All right. So while this is melting, let's talk a little bit about how do we get started in thinking about either buying or selling in such a very competitive market. I was just in a meeting the other day, and right now in Reno, properties that are listing are going under contract between 5 and 7 days. And they're usually going for multiple offers. They're usually going for the asking price or above. Sometimes they're cash deals. So I really think it's important that we have a strategy so that way you can win at this real estate game. And I'm going to be here to help you throughout the process. I'm a relocation expert, and I am a realtor with, I just recently joined the Nevada National Real Estate Association, and I have my pen to prove it. I didn't wear my pen today. So this is melting. It's getting a little loud, I'm sorry. Let's see, so here we go. Can you see in there with all the smoke? The steam. Alright, this is... So the water is boiling just right up underneath the bottom of the glass bowl. So again, you don't want it to boil up over it, you want it to boil right at the bottom of it. And I put it on a hot plate here because I didn't want to have my back to you at the stove. So let's see here. This is coming together nicely. Okay. Now, When you're thinking about relocating, whether you're buying or whether you're selling, I keep talking about this strategy, and the single most important thing that you need to do is you need to get pre-qualified. And I know that can be a daunting experience for some people. It was daunting for me when we bought our home. It seems like it's a mountain of paperwork and how are you going to find all of that? And it's really not that bad. It's just a necessity. You're just going to have to do it. And we're going to talk a lot about that. We're going to bring in, I partnered with some wonderful partners in the industry, a lender, a title company. We'll have some other co-hosts and guests that will also be giving us some tips and tricks on how to navigate this market. If you can see this in here, it's really starting to melt and come together really nice. And I like to do it in batches a little bit, so that way it doesn't scald the actual chocolate. We're going to just add a few more. And this is milk chocolate. I guess you can do, dark and semi-sweet, and it doesn't really matter in my house.
Chocolate is chocolate, and chocolate is going to go. So I know that some people are thinking, oh, what? Potato chips and chocolate? It really is kind of amazing.
And go ahead and get these all mixed together. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove this. And at any time you can put it back on to get it warmed up again. We're going to remove it, and then we're going to start with dipping these. And then you'll want to get a good shot of that inside of the bowl here. Alright, this is so easy. So you got 2 ingredients, and you have a 1 sheet here. I've already pre-lined it with some wax paper just so we can peel them off a little bit easier. In your bowl, take a look, and what you're going to want is the whole chips. These chips are going to be your gold, okay? So don't get the broken ones. Now, there's a couple schools of thought on this. I saw this on a food preparation channel I was watching. I've also seen a couple of these online. You can do the whole chip, but let me show you how I like to do it. Alright, so here we go. This, and I'm going to just take this off. We're going to let this continue to boil in case I need to have the chocolate become a little bit more melted. And we'll take this down. Okay. So here we go. You're going to get your whole chips. Remember, you can cast the broken ones aside. And you're going to go in. If you can get a good look at this, you're going to go right on in. And you're going to, I like to bring it all the way up to almost the end. And then you got like a handle, and then people know what they are, right? And so what we're going to do is take off some of the excess, and you're just going to place them right on your baking sheet. You really are going to want to have it with, the wax paper, covered paper in here, just to help you, so that way when they dry you can just peel them off easy. And then you're going to be able to serve them on a nice platter. Okay. And whoops, one broke. So we've got a wounded soldier here. We're going to put that one on the side. All right, and just keep going after. And so I'm going to continue to do this. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the buyer's guide. This buyer's guide is really incredible. So all I'm doing is I'm going to continue to dip these in the chocolate and keep them a little bit of a handle on the end. So I've just finished. I went ahead and dumped the rest of the chips, and we're going to make many of these so that there's a big bowl or a big platter of them. But you can go ahead and see those here. And then they have just a little handle on the end, and they're delicious, let me tell you. So I mentioned to you earlier that we were talking about the buyer's and the seller's guide. This home buyer's guide is something that I'm going to be using in the Reno Real Estate Bites as we dig into this hungry market. You're going to be able to get a copy of this you can go ahead and follow and like and share this page. And then down below in the description, I'm going to have a way for you. You can reach out to me and I'll send you a copy of the guide. It is a necessary accompaniment for you to have when you're building your strategy to navigate this market. And of course, I'm here to help you. I have an incredible team behind me that is very qualified to help us in navigating the market and writing offers that are acceptable, that get accepted, and also lending. I've teamed up with some great lending partners that really understand how to navigate the credit discussion. And I think that a lot of times when we think about credit and we're worried about it, we just kind of like put our head in the sand and it's like, oh, it'll go away. But once you turn the light on the topic, then it really isn't that bad, especially when you work with some of these professionals that's all they do. So I want to thank you for joining me on Reno Real Estate Bites. I am Mark D. Gibson, the Cooking Realtor, and you can also get my contact information right down here below. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.